Hey, what's happening? You one SirJames coming at you guys with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at what the first order is going to be offering as far as merchandise, or to be more specific, the first order cargo. Now, this location is going to be pretty easy to find. It's going to be in the main central area on the right hand side. The biggest item that you could find for a point of reference is pretty much a look for the shuttle, because it's going to be on the left hand side of Kylo Ren's shuttle, and there you guys go. So let's go ahead and get down. So this is what the building will look like. So first off, item number one, we have the first order rank bands. Now, I haven't really looked too far in the details as far as the first orders go, so I don't know exactly where these rank bands would go. If you guys do know, please let me know, because there's some items here that do catch my interest, and I'll let you guys know which ones. Now, as far as the rank bands, you have the General, Major, Captain, and Squad Leader. For me, if I were to pick one of these, I would probably be the Squad Leader for sure. Then we have the Stormtrooper patch, which has more of a silver color tone, kind of like Captain Phasma, but maybe it's just the reflection of the patch and whatnot. But overall, not too bad looking. Then we have a TIE Fighter patch for $10. And of course, as always, if I'm going a little bit too quickly, you could find this page that I'm on in the video description down below. Then we have another patch, first order. Here we have a luggage tag, and this is $13. And for me, I don't really travel as far as planes go, so I'd probably never get to utilize it, but it looks like a nice luggage bag. Tag, my bad. Next up, you have the Join the 709 keychain, and this is a very neat looking keychain for $10. Next up is the First Order 709 Legion keychain. Now, I'm trying to figure out exactly what is on this little piece here. I don't know what the symbol is. We also have the First Order 709 Legion and also Defend the Galaxy magnets for $10. And I do like the look of the Defend the Galaxy magnet. Then we also have the TIE Fighter pin for $13. Pretty cool looking pin. Next up is the Shadow Trooper pin. So it's cool that we get some type of merchandise for Shadow Troopers, but just not too much of it. Then we have the TIE Echelon pin for $10. And you can see doesn't have too much detail, but if you look on the back here, the outline, we have the Black Spire Outpost. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren pin. And this one actually does have a nice design. I like the whole flag tone and just looks a bit menacing. Next up is the AT-AT pilot pin for $10. This is one that I'd really like and most likely will be getting day one, which is the First Order Stormtrooper pin. Just love the overall color tone and the design of it. Just really pops out. And of course, down here on the bottom, you could see an outline of the Black Spire Outpost. Actually, to me, to be quite honest, this pin has a lot of detail similar to what the Resistance offers with that pilot helmet. So those two definitely stand out the most in my opinion. Even though I'm not a huge pin collector, this is one for sure I'll be getting. Then we have the First Order pin, or the 709th First Order pin. This is $15. It looks like two pieces, like a couple small ones. Then we have the Mystery Pin Collection for $15. And then on the back here, we have a bunch to collect, and oh my goodness. I'm not much of a pin collector, but the majority of the designs on here I like. The only ones that I don't care for too much is the Defend the Galaxy one here, and this Enlist one, but the rest of these, as far as the designs, I love these. I wish you could get them individually, but kind of is what it is. So we'll see if I collect these. Next up for the kids, we have the baton and shield. So if you want to reenact the scene where you yell out "traitor," then you are more than welcome to. And apparently this does also take batteries for lights and sound effects. That is $40. Then of course we have a First Order Stormtrooper voice changing mask for $30. Then we have the toy binoculars for $25. Next up is the First Order Heavy Assault ATMB Walker model kit for $30. And of course these do incorporate sound effects. These are pretty easy. All you need to do is to snap off the pieces, no gluing required or tools, and then you are good to go. We also have a collectible figure set where you get a set of 9 figurines, similar to what the Resistance offer as well. And I don't really collect a lot of the small figurines. It really kind of depends on the figure itself. But this is a really cool pack, and I really like this a lot due to the fact that just about everyone here seems to be in some form of an action pose. And I just like it, especially when you have Kylo Ren up here and you have just everyone that looks really cool here. And of course the Executioner Trooper in the far back, Phasma, and of course the Red Guards. I mean, this is a really cool item to personally get. I mean, I don't know if I'll get it day one, but maybe somewhere down the road. It's $25. I think that's a pretty good deal. Then we also have the Special Forces TIE Fighter, which is another one of those snap together model kits. And of course this does feature lights and sounds. I'm assuming for lighting it's probably in the front area here, and then of course the sound effects of whatever the TIE Fighters sound like. Then we do have a lanyard medal for $15, and it says "Protect the Galaxy, the 709th Legion." Here we have a booster pin set for $28. So you do have a Special Force Trooper, the Specialist, so in this case the Flame Trooper, Kylo Ren, and of course your basic First Order. Next up is a 4-pin lanyard set for $30. And the pins on here are pretty cool. Like I said, I do like the one right here on the bottom left-hand side. And I actually also like the one on the bottom right-hand side, so specifically these two. Then we have the First Order sweatshirt for $45. Baseball cap for $28. A youth First Order cap for $22, with the, of course, TIE Fighter on it. Then we have a First Order adult hat for $30. Black Spire Outpost Division Cup. Stormtrooper Spirit Jersey style sweatshirt for $45. These are pretty cool, even though these are more for the kids. I kind of wish there was an option for the adults with a metal style to it. But of course we have the binders. The reason why I think these would be pretty cool is, you know, if you got the opportunity to maybe get arrested by the First Order troopers or whatever, maybe you could get a photo where you're posing and you have these cuffed onto your arm and then kind of go from there. So I could see maybe some photo opportunities for these. But like I said, they're $20. That'd be pretty cool if they would offer some metal versions for the adults. And, you know, they'll probably be like $40-50. But again, you never know what they may add in the future. Then, of course, we have the Kylo Ren helmet for $750. So pretty pricey. I know the First Order Trooper helmet goes for about $400, so take that in consideration. I just don't know who is the company that makes these helmets, to be honest. And speaking of the Stormtrooper helmet, here we have, of course, the First Order helmet for $400. Next up, we have the backpack for $40. Of course, an item that I do have an interest for is the indoor or outdoor flag. This is also $40. As to what the flag will look like, looks like this. It is 5 feet by 2.5 feet, so 5 feet tall and then 2.5 feet wide. And it's made of 100% polyester. And then here is what the flag looks like. So this is a really cool one. So I do have an interest. I just don't know if I'll be getting this day one, because I have a few other items on my list. Not the most expensive item, but definitely up there. We have a First Order Stormtrooper armor for $6,615. So this is way overpriced. I know you can get movie accurate costumes for the First Order and other type of troopers for a lot less than that, for sure. Probably around $2,000 to $3,000 in that ballpark, or you can get a kit and do it yourself for even less than $1,000. But if you have, income to spend, money's not an issue, then that's an option for you. So there it is. The price is no mistake. Now, it would be cool if it was $615, because I would for sure buy it day one, but, that's not going to happen. Then, of course, we have the Imperial Officer hat for $28. An item I was curious about, actually, we're not there yet, but we're getting there. Here we have the woman's tee for $40. And of course, if you have your translator, you could always translate these Arabish. I think that's what's pronounced. Then here we have a totes / backpack for $55. Here's the item I was referring to, the First Order Imperial Officer jacket for $125. Not too bad. I'm kind of stuck though of what option I want to get, because I think eventually I'll have all the stuff that I want to get, but you have this Imperial Officer jacket here. There's also the the whole jumpsuit that they have in Doc Otto's Den for the Empire. That's $100, so it's like choices. Now, of course, if we were allowed to wear these in Galaxy's Edge, then I could do cosplay / Disney bound for the Imperial side, but you know how Disney is with their roles. But again, this is pretty cool, and I did notice that they have that rank band here, so maybe, I don't know if you could replace this with that one pack that we saw for item number 1, or if that's just kind of permanent to how it is. When I go on June 8th, which is this Saturday, I'll check it out and come back to you guys and let you guys know. Or who knows, I may even get the jacket. I'm not entirely sure. I do have a primary list of things I do want to get, and there's some items that are currently on my maybe for my day one adventure, but I want to set off time so that way I can explore and enjoy the land as well. Next up, we also do have the mug for $20. I do personally like the mug from the Resistance side a little bit more. Strength through order. So that's pretty cool to have some extra stuff. Then, of course, we have a First Order cap for $28. Then we have a teal woman's tank for $40. Bit of a different color, because for the First Order it's either gray or black, but here we have a blue teal color tone going on here, so a lot different. Next up is, of course, we have the cowl neck hoodie for $55. I got 40 stuck in my head from the flag. Next up is the throw blanket for $50. A 3/4 sleeve woman's top for $40. Next up is a pretty cool looking t-shirt here that is the Jump Trooper tee for $40. And this is also on the back side, so definitely a really cool shirt. Pretty pricey though for $40, so I don't know. I feel like it's $10 more than what it should be. But nonetheless, a very cool shirt. I may or may not get this, depending on... I'm assuming our discounts will work because I get like 20% off merchandise. Then, of course, we have the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren hoodie for $46. I wonder if he'll compliment you if he sees you wearing this in the Black Spire Outpost when he does his runs looking for the Resistance spy. But, those are always fun interactions. And I like how a lot of these uniforms and outfits have like these metal components. The only downside is that I'm kind of worried about these metal components getting scratched up through like your washer and dryer process. But we'll see how those hold up. Next up, this is of course the leather journal with the Arabish decoder for $28. So some of the writings that we've seen throughout this video, you could use this as a point of reference and go ahead and decode some of the items here. Next up, we also have this Cove cylinder pen for $35. Pretty expensive pen. What makes it special though? I never spent that much money on a pen, to be honest. Let's see. So we have the black point ink with the secret compartment. Oh, there's a secret compartment. That's interesting. So the cap comes up, this unscrews, and looks like the secret compartment is just inside the cap. I mean, if that's really all it is, then not too much. There's a gifting option too. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about the pen. I mean, it's $35. I just feel like a little bit more than I would ever spend. Then here we have an accessory for the kids, which is of course that little shoulder piece for like the rankings. That is $20. And I believe this site for whatever reason doesn't have these listed, but just in case if it doesn't, if you look behind here, you'll see these figures. These are Black Series figurines. They come in a pack of 3, and I believe that is $80. So just in case if as we go along in this video this doesn't pop up anymore, I do note that these 3-pack of Black Series figures are going to be $70. Next up we have the Defend the Galaxy wall art for $40. This one's a pretty cool wall art here, which is the Join the 709th Legion for $55. Then here we have Protect the Galaxy wall art for $125. So this does come in a thick frame. I don't know the actual dimensions of these, so when I do go, I mean, I won't have a ruler, but I'll get an idea if these are pretty big or not, especially for the asking price. But the one that I really love here that I would definitely want to get is this one here, which is of course the Enlist layered sign. I love the entire look and the design of this. This is something I would easily want to have displayed in my room because that's just how I am. So next up we also have a First Order tee for $40. I feel like you could take a shot every time I say First Order, and you'll actually, that would probably be a dangerous game. Next up is of course the Enlist t-shirt for $40. I'm noticing that this person has 2 wristbands on, so they got multiple time frames. Lucky you. Well, that's nice on the back, Enlist. That must be a pretty big patch. So interesting. So I do like that shirt. Here we have, of course, the water bottle for $28. Now, I don't know if these components here slide up and down or they just kind of stationary. If they slide up and down, then, a cool little thing to do as you play with your water bottle. But if not, then, I mean, still cool nonetheless. Then we have Protect the Galaxy hoodie for $60. So we got, again, that big old patch, and we got some writing here on the sleeve. I don't know if there's anything on the back. I guess not, because there's no images. Defend the Galaxy sweatshirt for $30. Here we have a Shuttle Trooper fitted tee for $30. Youth AT for $30. Then we have the Protect the Galaxy woman's tee for $30. So this is what I'm talking about. See, like some of the shirts that we've seen were like $40. I feel like they're kind of $10 more, and they should be around this price range of $30. But I guess it is what it is. For a second there, I thought that was BB-8, but it's not a BB-8. Alright, sorry for the interruption. Next item on the list is the TIE Echelon Diecast vehicle. And as I mentioned before, I do like these diecast vehicles. The fact that not only are they diecast, but they also come with their own personal little display stand. So you could have it on your shelf. And they're only $15. So this is pretty cool. Like I said, I may collect all the diecast vehicles. Again, it won't be day one, but something I'll probably have an interest in. Then we also have a TIE Echelon Light Effect figure. And, whoa, man, this is $225. What does it do besides light up? Actually, no, wait, there's an image down here. That's really hard to tell based on the image of the size, but it really depends on like what this can do. I mean, for an actual display piece, it has a lot of nice detail, and it says it lights up, right? With light effects. So I don't know exactly what kind of light effects we're talking about here, so might be something I'll look into. Then here we have the ATST diecast vehicle for $15. And I know this has a display stand, so I mean obviously it won't be up in the air like the ships, so I don't think you really need it to stand too much, unless it has a holder to kind of support it to not fall over. I'm assuming is the case here. Then a TIE Echelon diecast. I thought we just did this one, but this is $15. Here we have the Special Forces TIE Fighter diecast vehicle for $15. And that's the end of the page. Let me know what you guys think about the First Order cargo bay and the description down below. Like I said, the highlights for me personally is the officer uniform. Of course, the hat to go with it, even though I'm not technically a hat person. I also love the flag. Couple pins in here that I really like, and of course that art piece. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below of what you like here. Is there anything here that you might want to get day one? Also let me know in the comment section down below. Until then, I'll see you guys on my next video, which I'm not entirely sure when that's going to be because I'm not sure what my next upload is going to be. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.